Okay, hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. And I know that this second part of the video is well overdue, and so what I wanted to do was I have 3 pages left because we designed page 1 and page 2 of the wireframe UX design, and I'm going to design page 3, and then I'm going to end this live because I don't want it to be more than about 15 to 25 minutes. I'm trying to keep this one short, and then I'll come back in. I'll go offline, design page number 4, and then come back on live and then do page number 5. One of the biggest reasons why I have not been able to do this Tuesday or Thursday was because of a lot of things that have been going on. So Tuesday, I actually woke up to 2 really great news in my email address, and those have kept me to some degree a little bit busy. And then after doing those since Tuesday up until now, I'm just now feeling like I'm in a groove of balancing everything. Like I'm adding these 2 onto my plate, and I'm now in the groove of, okay, maybe I can balance this, because there was 2 main things that I had planned for this week, which one would have been completing the wireframe this week, and the second one would have been to finish the Pelican planner, to review it and launch it this week. But the launch date has actually been extended to the 15th for the PDF version of the Pelican planner, which is an academic planner I've been working on for about 2 months or more. So the PDF version will launch on the 15th, and on the 20th, an editable PDF version will be launched on the 20th. So the second version of the planner, it will be no different from the first one. The only difference with it is that you can keep it in your email address. You can keep it on your Google Doc, and you can open it to work on it offline. So you can really type into that version straight from a tablet, straight from a cell phone, straight from your laptop. You don't have to go ahead and download it. I know some persons actually like writing things out, and that's why the academic planner is coming into 2 forms. One is a printable, a soft copy and a printable version, and then the second one is an editable one that you can just manipulate straight from your laptop, your tablet, or even a phone. So now that I've covered all of that, I'm trying to cover the introduction. So now that I've covered all of that, I'm just going to do a time check right now. So we're at 3 minutes. So I'm going to keep talking until we're at about 5 minutes, like the last one. I totally forgot to turn my timer on just now. I'm going to put 40 minutes on my timer. I'm going to start once we're at 5 minutes. I'm just going to keep on talking and keep you guys up to date with everything. So I'm timing it. I'm sorry for this screen. I must, okay, start. No, I won't have to do anything else. Okay, so just to really get into everything, I am going to bring you onto my Instagram account first. So we have a minute, a couple of seconds to just run with these updates, right? So onto my Instagram account, which I'm just going to show you guys the planner that I've been working on. So I'm going to sift through this really fast. If you want any further updates, you can go and follow my IG account. So this is it. There's been some changes with there. So what's on there in the story won't be the final product, right? So just to give you guys right. So this is inside the planner. This is the cover. This is the semester at a glance, right? So this, I'm showing the original sketch that I did and then what came out. And right here, it's just me editing a video that pertains to the planner. That has nothing to do with the planner. Yeah, so this, I was supposed to actually launch it on the 10th, but I didn't get to, right? So like I said, this is something that I've been working on. This was 1 week ago when I actually completed the entire layout of the planner, right? So I kept the planner fun, you know, a bit nostalgic with the childlike theme. And then it's been updated to the 15th of this month, right? So that's just to keep you on par with that. And then I'm going to go over here to Pinterest because I have a Pinterest business account. I am not signing in. Okay. Anyways, my Pinterest business account is Zarin's Designs. You can have a look at it. I have the wireframe, some wireframe inspo over there. And then I'm going to right now just really jump into this design, and that's it. So on Pinterest, I have the wireframe designs over there, but I have a layout that I just sketched. I actually have it in my hand right here. So I did my first set of sketches. They were okay, but then, you know, I listened to a lot of graphic designers on YouTube to get a lot of guidance from persons who've been formally taught to do graphic design, whereas I'm not. I'm self-taught, so I'm actually learning from persons who have learned formally. So I did the first one, it was okay, and then I just thought about ways in which I can improve it and further the designs and stuff like that. So let me get into Canva and then show you guys some of the stuff I was having an issue with, especially with page number 2 from the first design. So if you watch the first video, you would have realized that the second page layout wasn't the best thing. It wasn't the best layout because it didn't optimize the page, right? As in all of the page. So that's one thing I didn't like about it. I like that I did stagger the designs, as in the information about persons on this quote unquote hypothetical company. I like the fact that I staggered it, but I didn't like the fact that all of the area of the page wasn't optimized in the design. So just to reduce that, I did the first setup sketch for the first 3 pages, and then I redesigned it in a way where I can still optimize the page in the UX, the wireframe UX design. And then those are basically what I'm gonna sketch. So yeah. So this is something, I'm not sure if this is something that is going to be in my portfolio, because I'm going to start working on my portfolio next year. I'm just going to let this year run off so I can get a year and a half practice in. A year and a half practice in, and then once the year run off with hit 2020, it's just me doing everything for my planner besides work, a couple other stuff. It's just going to be me really focusing on what I want to do and how I want my project, my portfolio, the projects within my portfolio to look. So I already even sat down a few weeks ago, about 2-3 weeks ago, and basically did an entire layout of how I want my portfolio to look. So I've rambled enough. So these are the issues that I had with this page, as in some of the spaces weren't optimized. So I mean, if you wanted to optimize the page in your design, you can put buttons there. Or I'm not sure what you could do to really optimize the page layout. But you know, moving into the third page right here, the first thing we have is just a big picture. So what I'm going to do is just travel through from page 1 to page 2. Before we even go, let me see if I'm live streaming on YouTube. I completely forgot about this. I'm over a minute, so most likely we'll connect. Yeah, see, we're 10 minutes in. Okay, so I kind of got the hang of the YouTube live streaming. So we're just going to close that down because I won't need that tab anymore. And like I said, the handle on the pages for these are going to stay the same because I am going to change back the handle on my Instagram account back to Zahryne's Design. So that's ZAH, in case it's too small, it's ZAH dot RHYNES underscore designs, right? So first thing we need is an area for a picture, which is what we're going to really go for with this. We have some page writing. Page 3 is not complex, right? So just to zoom in a little bit so you guys can see this here. And one of the reasons why you want to always go back, or one of the reasons you might not want to, but one of the reasons I do it a lot is because, one, I'm lazy, right? The second thing is that in order to keep the color consistent and the thematics of everything consistent, when I design one thing, if I'm going to replicate that design with slight variation, I like to go back and pull from previous designs, right? And that's just how I do things. It makes it easier for me, and it's a very good system, right? So we're going to just take this, right? And like the first video, you guys going to have to comment below all the shortcuts, right? So that will let me know that you guys watched the entire video until the end. So you're going to comment below the shortcuts. So we're going to Control Alt D to duplicate, Group, Control X to take that, to drag that out, right? Then we're going to group this, lock it, and then we're going to scroll down to page 3, right? Now we're going to scroll down to page 3, and I'm talking through it so that you can first watch the video first. The second thing you can do is you can listen and go along with the video. So whether that is you want to slow the video down and really go into Canva, or if you don't have Canva, create a Canva account. It's free. Or you don't have to create one. Just sign in with Google. That's what I do. You go in free, you go in there, it's free, and you can actually listen to me talk through while you design, right? So that's why I'm talking through everything that I'm doing. So Canva kind of logs with the live streaming a little bit. I'm just going to have to learn to suck it up and get used to it, right? So now we're going into our fourth shortcut, or third one. Shortcut, I'm not going to actually do it, but you guys are going to actually tell me what shortcut I used to do this. So, right, let me zoom out. So you guys can comment. If you know it below, just comment it. Let's see. And these lags are really why the videos be taking so long, because the logs are way too slow, right? So, okay, so there we go. We're still waiting. Where's his name? What is going on right here? My lord. Okay, there you go. You're going to have to comment below and tell me what shortcut just did that, right? So now just to make slight alterations so here, because this image has to span over the entire page, right? So just to get it a little bit longer, I'm just checking in my mind if I'm using the correct dimensions, you know. But it's not height, but width long. I think I used it right. Anyways, so we're going to ungroup it and then we are going to extend it. So let me just, because you guys can't see it, and if you do want to see the designs, I'm going to post on Instagram my sketches as well as the final product for all the designs that I do in Canva. So you guys can always go and you can follow me and see how that turned out. And of course, you have to hit the YouTube live streaming highlight, right? So let me describe what's on this page. So it's an image at the top, a big image, followed by some writing. So like a little bit of description. So this page, the third page is your content page, right? So, you know, whether this is a product or a digital service company or even a mixture of both products and service, this is the content page, and there's a big image and a small area for writing. Then we go in after that with another image underneath the writing, the description of the first big image. We go in and there's another image and then it says projects. So these are most likely projects that the company has worked on, probably projects that individual persons within the company have worked on, and that is followed by a video with contribution. So whether that's community contribution or even, I'm not sure how graphics designing is, but persons who can contribute via research and development, but whatever that could possibly be, we have an area there for contribution followed by a video. So whether it is community contributions or even an internship program or even a grant program for university students to come and work for internship, whatever contribution a company can possibly do, that's that area. And then we have a picture. So the picture can really be someone sharing their experience. If it's a scenario where it's actually a contribution, that a program that contributes to development, youth development, right? So you get a university student in for internship during the summer, and you give them a grant or whatever the case is, and you can have a video of them talking about their experience. So this could be a graphic designing company or whatever company, and you get persons within the industry, within that field, who are studying to come and get some experience, and then they receive a grant at the end. So whatever, like I said, contribution can vary depending on the company that you have. Then followed by that, you have community development. So hypothetically, again, if you were supposed to have a company that is more so within the area of a community rather than a commercial area, you would want, ideally what you'd want, if you're a sustainable business, right? And I'm big on sustainable businesses. If you're a sustainable business and you're operating within an area that is more so community based than commercialized, you ideally want to contribute back to community development, because you're occupying space within that area, right? So whether community development is tree planting program, once a year, a beach cleaning program, you round up some kids in a nearby community and you say, okay, on X days we're going to do a beach cleaning. So community contribution, whether it is that you want to do workshops, right? So back to the first instance with a graphic designing company, whether it is that you want to get persons fresh out of university or even persons before university, like they should be ideally at around that high school phase, that college phase where they're a little bit ambiguous and not really sure what they want to do. And if you want to actually vet persons into your industry based on the company, this hypothetical company, you can reach some 17-year-olds, some 16, about 17 to about 20-year-olds, and you can get community development, whether you want to do a workshop if you're a graphic design company, right? You can get professionals within your company to actually train persons. So if it's a case where these students cannot afford certain opportunities, you'd like to just provide it for them through your company. So that's community development, and that wraps up everything for the content page. Of course, the third page, between the third and the fifth page, I want to do that offline. And then I'm going to come back in, talk about that page, and then design page number 5, and that will wrap up this entire simple wireframe design via Canva. I know I was rambling again, gosh, but Canva is just kicking my tush. Mhm. Okay, and so here I'm going to have to talk you guys through how to deal with this. So with the shadows that are in Canva, if it's a square, a rectangle, or whatever shape, and you extend it out, you may lose either the horizontal lines or the vertical lines, right? So in order to combat that, you can still do it long and you can still get a shadow, but you would have to pull your vertical line up until you reach that area where you can see the shadow again. So right there, where you can see the shadow, you want to reach that area. So you can pull a little bit more, right? Or what you can do is you can try to fit it first, fit the length of it first, and then you worry about the height, right? Usually how I do it. So usually I like fit it first and then I worry about the height and everything afterwards. So the lag, it's the lag for me. So we have 20 minutes, like literally. No, I have no fucking sense. None whatsoever. We're going to pause on this just to make it a little bit easier what I'm doing so that you guys can get a synopsis of what the page will look like. Right, so I'm just going to move this upwards a little bit because that can't be so big. That's one thing for sure. For sure, it can't be that big. So I closed my window because of the breeze, the noise that was in the background of the videos, the live videos. And I'm sorry, I'm burning up. Like Jamaica is hot. No joke. So cool breeze. Oh Lord. Okay, so this is about, I'd say, a pretty decent size, all right? Just to click off the page, right? So Canva can just, Lord, calibrate itself. So just to carry this down a little bit and over some more. And I'm actually going to fade this one down to about 50 to 65. Okay, that's looking pretty good. So now to duplicate it with that shortcut, and then we're going to flip it. And then just bring that down. So you know what the most disheartening thing is about this is that once I'm done and I'm designing page 4, Lord, that is going to be done so quickly. I'm going to get that done so quickly, it won't be funny, right? But somehow this lag, I need to figure out how I can stop this lagging that happens. One, I have an hypothesis that this lagging could possibly be due to the fact that I have a virtual computer on my laptop. And it occupies half of my hard drive. So it could be due to that. That's my hypothesis. So not sure what what I'll be able to do to somewhat combat that or mitigate. Or can you mitigate even a lag on a computer? Don't know. But in order to combat these issues, taking 10 years, like I have not even done really anything as yet, but it's taking me 10 years. Okay, great. Okay. Can you disappear? Minutes, okay. Nice. Oh. So from here on out, I am going to, after this, just so you guys can see it, what I am doing here, I am going to just do a rough overview of what the web page would look like, the wireframe design would look like. And then once the time is up, I am going to design it. And then once I'm done with the other page, the timestamps too may not be 100% accurate. You can use it, but what's in the description may not be where you land. It's not synchronized, right? I don't even know if the first one had a timestamp, really. What would that be? I was just rambling, designing. So because it's going to be so hard to get the detailing of this, I'm going to leave this as is right here, right? Click off that. All right. Using that same shortcut again. And I'm actually going to put where the two images should go and the video in the middle, right? So we already have this, it already has the shadow, it already has everything. Like I say, I'm going to just do a rough layout so that way when the time ends in about 10 minutes, thereabout, I could just go in and finish it and you guys can have an idea of what this will look like, right? So wherever space is, most likely where I'm going to write, and then everything else, as a once inspiring economist, ceteris paribus, we're wholly constant, right? So that's the first image, but we have to shrink that down, right? Okay. Because everything have to hold on the page, like just the way the cookie crumbles. So just here waiting on Canva, patiently waiting on Canva to downsize that. Right. So now just to okay. Yep, the login. The login. How did you reach all the way down to page 4? Humble yourself. So I'm going to bring this in a little bit because it's not on my design. It's not at the edge of the big image, right? So I'm going to just copy that and put it at the end of the page. And then I'm going to make another copy. I'm going to shrink that to make enough space for a third one. Then I'll make another copy, and that's where we're going to make some slight alteration, and that's where the video will go, right? So we're almost done to 10 minutes. So after we do this, it's just to see how much we can get done, right? And to work with what we have the best we can, right? So, it's a web page. Depending on the nature of the web page, then that will determine how much information you put on there, right? So now that looks like decent size to me. So just clicking off there, I'm gonna pull this one down right here. not too much into the blue border of the page, right? But just pull it down, right? About here is nice, right? Then you click off that. What you can do is you can just duplicate it, and then you put one in the middle. And like we say, we're going to use back that positioning function in Canva. This one right here, we're going to spread our cursor and then use it to meet up what we're doing. So spreading our cursor across the three, we're going to tidy up, right? So there we go. And like I say, this creates whether it's images or whatever that you're using in Canva, is going to align them and ensure that they're equidistant apart, right? So we're at about 5 minutes thereabout. And what we want to do is just to delete these elements in the middle and put a play button, which will indicate to our UI designer that a video should go right here, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to go into element and we're going to search two things. We're going to search either video or we're going to search play. So that way we can get a play icon, or we just see what comes up by just searching video, right? So slight modification to the middle one here. If you want, you could also change the color of this to about a gray, just to, for synchronicity, you know, the two image ones look the same and then that video looks the same. And if you wanted to do any slight variation with this design, instead of an image at the base, well, not the base of the page, but right at the top of the page, instead of an image there, you could put a video too, or even just some animated creative thing, or you could just make a note of that. Right? So we're going in and we're going to type video and see what we get for our graphics. And then if what comes up is not suitable, then we're going to again search elements and see what comes up. So go to graphics, and I'm gonna talk a little bit more and then in this live stream and then finish designing and then come right back in. So I should be done with all of this by okay, this is perfect because this is exactly what is on my page. So I'm just going to get that. I'm going to put this in the dark blue color, and then I'm going to change the dark blue to a light blue, right? So that's what I'm going to do. So we're just going to move this here, shrink it down. Let's move it over here somewhere, right? Shrink it down. And this is literally what the icon on my design look like in my sketch. Like literally, this is it. And someone would say, duh, isn't that what the video play looks like? It should look like that. But I mean, you could have just did the triangle thing yourself by itself. You could have even put something that looked like YouTube play. You know, who knows? So we're going to change that to blue. We're going to change that to the dark blue. Click off it. We're going to put that in the middle here. What we want here is, before I wrap up, I'm going to try to position this so you guys can see it. That, you know, there you go. So this is position. So I don't think with the position function in Canva, I'll be able to neat that up anymore. So let's see, middle. Yeah, I knew you were going to do that. I knew that. Okay, so what we're going to do is just to click outside of the icon, that's play icon, spread our cursor, and then group everything, right? And that's just about it. An overview of layout. So remember, we have this big image page. I'm going to go in and neat it up back, guys. So don't worry, this is not the final thing. I'm going to go in, I'm just talking through now. So this has to be a little bit smaller. But, you know, due to the lag, I just want you guys to see how each would look. So let me just get some text in. I'm going to put some bold text right here so you guys can see also in terms of text and written content what it will look like. So like I said, this one is going to be for your project. This is going to be for your contribution and community development. That's ideally what I'm using. If you're designing something else, you can use something else. In fact, this doesn't even have to be your page content on your design. You could just put a whole different page.